Stop! Before you go any further into this video, I have one thing to say. Happy holidays! I hope you're doing fine. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. I hope the family came over, or at least you got to hang out with some of your friends. And if not that, I hope you have had the chance to have some community you could spend the holidays with, or at least had a chill video game to play or a nice movie to watch. All in all, Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I hope 2025 gives the best to you. Anyways, that was everything I had to say. Let's get back into the video.
Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball. I love it, you love it, your favorite manga author loves it. Dragon Ball is probably the most influential manga that has ever been written. It inspired a whole generation of mangakas and game devs into creating and expanding their own universes. These mangakas in turn also inspired a newer generation of young manga and anime fans into creating even more beloved stories. Dragon Ball popularized anime in the West and is one of the main reasons why I and so many other people got so into the medium. It has been my favorite anime for as long as I can remember for a multitude of reasons, and one of them is the main character, Son Goku. Goku to me is one of the most important characters in my life. His influence on me went further than just entertaining me, he became part of the things that shaped me as a person. Goku was a friend with whom I had a lot of fun times. I laughed at him with the goofy dude he was, smiled in the times of peace he had. He was a teacher, someone that through his multiple adventures and experiences taught me valuable lessons, to never give up, to not be bound by the expectations of others, and to try to shadow my limits. He was a father figure, someone I looked up to and wanted to be like, a family man who has shown the lengths he would go for his friends and family. A person who, even though lacking in book smarts, was able to share so much wisdom to the people around him. And ultimately, Goku was my hero. He brightened my days, brought a smile on my face, was there whenever I needed him, whether it was through the anime, manga, movies or video games. And that is why I am so saddened with what they have done to Goku in Dragon Ball Super. I am sure that you've already heard people talk about Goku having a lot of issues in Dragon Ball Super, mostly having to do with how extremely childish and stupid Goku is in the majority of it, but it goes far deeper than him acting childish or being extremely goofy. Dragon Ball Super completely misinterprets, deconstructs and regresses the character of the Goku that we all knew. I will mainly use the manga counterpart of Super Goku, as he to me is pretty much the superior version of the two, even though the anime counterpart has some points where he is far better than in the manga. I will go arc by arc, pointing out whatever doesn't make sense with Goku as a character, knowing of everything that happens before the start of Super. So without further ado, let's start with the first arc. The Dragon Ball Super manga starts with the Battle of Gods arc, and in the manga, I honestly have no issues with the way Goku is portrayed. I actually like it way more than what was shown in the movie and the anime, mostly because of the removal of some problematic things like Goku forgetting what humility was and having no mention of God scaling. But I won't go over these two because it didn't happen in the manga. Goku was shown training and told Goten that they always should train, because they never knew when a new threat would come disturb their peace, and that is very much in fashion for the Goku I knew. But then, Revival of F happens. Kinda. In the manga, the Revival of F arc completely gets skipped, with the characters having a quick recap of what happened, so I am forced to use the only other source materials, which are the anime and the movie. And this arc has done a buttload of damage to Goku's character. There are two immense issues that I have with Goku in Revival of F. The first issue is the fact that Goku started dropping his guard. A lot. It has become a recurring point in the story of Super that Goku consistently started dropping his guard. Maybe because he started feeling extremely confident or forgot about humility, but it is a fact that Goku drops his guard. The problem with it is that it makes absolutely no sense for a Goku post Dragon Ball Z to start dropping his guard. Goku already by the end of Dragon Ball has become the greatest martial artist there was on Earth. He had seen and fought pretty much every martial artist that was worth it. And then we have the entirety of DBZ where we see Goku fight tooth and nail and grow stronger. But at no point do we see Goku dropping his guard. The contrary, Goku even schooled people like Rikuma about giving him so many openings that he had to use them. Goku as a fighter was not someone that dropped his guard, but now people are trying to make us believe that Goku someone started feeling overconfident and started dropping his guard. The worst part is that you have to understand that he completely dropped his key defenses to the point that the laser gun was able to hurt him. Can I remind you that Goku tanked the full power bloodlusted Frieza laser to the chin on Namek. You know, the same Frieza who, exerting less than 0.004% of his power, blew up a gigantic planet with one finger. It's just sad to see that Goku would be so arrogant and careless that he would drop his defenses so low before a Frieza who he hasn't killed. And speaking of him not having killed Frieza, that's the second thing wrong with Goku this arc. Nothing here is as horrendous as Goku not initially killing Frieza. If you are a person who understood the story of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, you should be extremely confused with this sudden show of mercy. It's no secret that Goku spared a lot of people throughout his life, like half of his girlfriends were ops at some point. That's why people tend to say that it was in his nature, but that isn't completely true. When he was a kid, Goku didn't really care that much about having blood on his hands. Like, think of the Red Ribbon Army and how Goku completely destroyed them all. Or when he killed Tambourine and Demon King Piccolo. There also are other characters that Goku fought with the intent to kill, like Tao Pai Pai. It's only after that Goku started to chill and spare people if he could. But at the same time, he also did his best to kill Raditz, his own brother, because of how dangerous he was. And here comes the Namek saga. This was the first time Goku regretted trying to spare someone. When Frieza got cut by his own attack, Goku was not only unsatisfied with how the fight ended, but also felt some pity towards Frieza. After Frieza begged Goku to save him, Goku gave some of his energy and asked him to never show his face again and live a quiet life. And Goku then immediately gets backstabbed. This was enough for Goku, and he full-on blasted Frieza, giving us one of the most iconic Goku panels. But Goku was not really enraged by Frieza throwing away his mercy. He was just sad. Sad to learn that in reality not everyone could be spared and turn a new leaf. And since then, Goku stopped sparing everyone. When he heard that Frieza was back in the game, he was about to beat him to a pulp, and that's it in the future timeline. Cell? Goku tried to blast him off with a full power Kamehameha, and afterwards wanted Gohan to finish him off as fast as possible. In the Buu saga, sure, Goku was holding back against Majin Buu and could have killed him, but the situation was different. Goku not only had been dead for 7 years and should have been able to intervene in the first place, but he also wanted to entrust the future to the next generation, and that is why he didn't go for the kill. But he quickly understood that he made a mistake and learned from that mistake. He then fought Kid Buu and killed him because of how dangerous he was. He understood that even if he wanted to fight someone strong again, it wouldn't be worth it if it brought his friends and family in danger. That's why he wished that Kid Buu could reincarnate as a person pure of heart, instead of sparing him. But now you're trying to tell me that the Goku who went through all of that character development, the Goku that has shown to have grown in wisdom through these life experiences, that Goku was about to spare Frieza? There's just so much wrong with it. There's absolutely no good reason that the Goku post the Buu saga would want to spare Frieza. He already had learned that not every antagonist can be spared, and that by none other than Frieza himself. He already gave Frieza a second chance on Namek, which he blew away, and Goku then was ready to end him for good. It's even crazier when you think about the context they were in. Frieza got resurrected and went from the power level of a Super Saiyan in the Namek saga to a Super Saiyan Blue in 4 months of training. He was able to eclipse about 15 years of constant training and growing from our main cast in 4 months. And the first thing he did after training and gaining a new form is invade planet Earth with his army. He was legitimately about to kill everyone Goku cared about, but for some reason Goku said that he would let him go and would like to fight him again if he got stronger and had more control over his golden form. This makes zero sense. This is the first time we got introduced to the irresponsible and stupid Goku of Dragon Ball Super, a Goku that would bring the people he cared about in danger because he wanted to fight. Him trying to spare Frieza not only ended with him getting shot and pierced by a laser, but Frieza also literally blowing up the planet and killing everyone. If it wasn't for Whis being a Deus Ex Machina Deluxe, that would have been the end of it. The next 2 arcs, the Universe 6 vs 7 tournament and the Goku Black Arc, have only a few issues with Goku's character. To be honest, there doesn't happen a lot of things with Goku's character in those arcs, they mainly just fight. This is something that I noticed with the DBS manga, but every arc prior to the Moro arc is kind of boring. In the sense that it's just the fighting without much of the drama or intriguing story. The Universe 6 vs 7 tournament is just that, a tournament where they fight. The Goku Black Arc is a fair bit more entertaining, even though it lacked that feeling of that it should have. Like, you don't even see Black kill Bulma and you basically don't see any other humans. But I at first did feel satisfied with how Goku was portrayed. When Trunks said that he had a bad feeling about Black, Goku asked Vegeta to finish the job as quickly as possible, leaving behind his thirst for battle for the greater good, which I really liked. At the same time, one thing that really bothered me that arc is that Goku and Goku Black basically had zero interactions with each other. One of the greatest moments of the Black Arc in the anime was when Goku Black revealed that he not only had stolen Goku's body, but also killed him, Chi-Chi and Goten, which made this whole thing far more personal to Goku. But well, I'm just really nitpicking here because I felt that interaction really was missing, so I can kind of forgive it. What I will never be able to forgive though, is Goku being so stupid that he forgot the ceiling talisman. This mistake that Goku made was so unserious that I genuinely wasn't able to understand what the point was of making Goku learn the Mafuba. Goku trained extensively to master this technique so they could seal Zamasu, but he was so unserious, stupid and quite frankly irresponsible that he took the wrong paper with him. I'm sorry, but like, I can't take this Goku seriously anymore, because just 2 arcs prior, Goku had been the reason why Earth blew up, and I would have hoped that this would be some sort of wake-up call to finally be responsible and take things seriously. And some people might think that it was an honest mistake of Goku, and you know what? It might be. But just remember that the consequences of Goku having this cute, little, stupid oopsie moment was the literal erasure of future Trunks' entire universe and timeline. The Tournament of Power is the next point where Goku's character has gotten disgraced, and in my opinion it was one of the worst ways possible. At that point it already has been a staple that Goku is so battle hungry that he would put other people in danger as long as he gets to have an exciting fight. That in itself doesn't make a lot of sense if you think about the Cell and Buu saga. By the end of the Cell saga, Goku had died and could have been revived, but decided to stay dead. The reason why is that he was the catalyst to most of the dangers Earth was in. Piccolo Jr. wanted to fight Goku to avenge his father, the Saiyans originally came to Earth to recruit him, Frieza wanted to take revenge after his first loss, the Androids were created to kill him to avenge the Red Ribbon Army. Pretty much all the greatest dangers Earth had seen coming were somehow connected to Goku. So he decided that to keep Earth and all the people he cared about safe, he would stay dead, and that he did for 7 years. But that Goku, who has been warned multiple times by Whis, Beerus and the Supreme Kai, still decided to go to Zeno and ask him to start the tournament. It is true that Goku inadvertently saved every universe by doing this, but this still doesn't make it okay that Goku just was so unwise and decided to not listen to all the warnings all these gods gave him. It just does not make any sense that the Goku who firsthand saw how Zeno erased a whole timeline would not listen to the warnings all these people above him gave, just because he wanted to fight some strong guys. The premise of why this tournament started already messed up with the character we have known throughout everything pre-Dragon Ball Super. But even then, this wasn't the worst thing that happened in this arc, because the worst thing to come in this arc was the reveal of Ultra Instinct. I don't need to talk about how iconic Ultra Instinct has become over the years. Like, the episode of the reveal was so big, it shut down pretty much all viable streaming platforms. The reveal of Ultra Instinct was one of the most hyped moments in anime history. But the manga has completely failed in making me feel even excited about the form. Mainly because of how Goku attained it. To recount the events, Goku was fighting Jiren and could not even make him flinch, even while using Kaioken and Super Saiyan Blue. After getting smacked by Jiren, Master Roshi started to lecture Goku, telling him that he still was only half bait, asking him what strength meant to him. Goku, confused as always, answered that he just needed some greater power to beat Jiren. Master Roshi then further lectured Goku about why they mastered martial arts in the first place, and even said he would still be as green as the day they met if he kept getting caught in the enemy's power level, before telling Goku to remember everything his masters taught him. Then Roshi started fighting Jiren and evading his attacks, showing the premises of Ultra Instinct. Thanks to all of that, Goku was able to tap into Ultra Instinct and instantly lost it before getting one-shot by Jiren. Now the question would be why this moment is terrible for Goku's character. Well, it pretty much told us that Goku not only forgot what it was to be a martial artist, but also forgot key lessons that all of his masters gave him. Goku already had become the greatest martial artist on Earth by the end of the 23rd World Tournament. He not only was stronger than everyone else on Earth, he also was more skilled than all of them. But one thing that stayed consistent with Goku was that being strong wasn't the only thing that he relied on. When Reddit was far stronger than him and Piccolo arrived, he told him that strength wasn't the only thing that mattered, and skill, in this case martial arts, also could turn the tide in battle. You might have forgotten it because of the ridiculous scale that Dragon Ball fights have grown to, but Goku was never someone that only relied on pure power to defeat his enemies. He relied heavily on strategy and skill against the likes of Frieza and Cell. With Frieza, he took advantage of the fact that he couldn't sense ki and dropkicked him into the pavement. And with Cell, he charged a full power Kamehameha facing the earth, shocking Cell and everyone else at the tournament before instant transmitting right before Cell blowing off his entire upper body. So no, I cannot believe that Goku forgot the essence of being a martial artist because of everything we have seen him do prior to Dragon Ball Super. And what I would believe even less is that Goku would have forgotten key lessons his masters gave him. Because after training with Kaio, he pretty much had nothing much to learn in terms of martial arts, to the point that he was able to train Gohan and make him the strongest fighter they had in the Cell Saga. But it also just does not fit the character of Goku to forget all of these lessons. Sure, he has no book smarts, but Goku never was an idiot. He was goofy, yeah, but he still was one of the wisest characters in Dragon Ball. So I just cannot believe that the Goku that has been through all of Z would forget these lessons of his masters. The next arc, the Moro arc, was the first one where I was not bored through reading it at all, but it also was as guilty with the regression of Goku's character. The start of the Moro arc is actually one of the strongest ones in the series. When they arrived on Namek and encountered Moro, I actually could feel the tension and how dire the situation was. Moro as a villain had such a unique design and powers that brought some fresher in the series. Not only that, but Goku seemed to have gone back to what he was in Z. He was not overly joking around and seemed to know what for dire situation they were in. The Majin Buu section also was genuinely awesome, I loved every bit of it. And exactly because that first part of the arc had such a solid base, I got completely thrown off by the second part. Throughout the entirety of the arc, it seemed like Goku was very aware of the seriousness of the situation and started acting and looking like what I always expected him to be. But the actions he took really began contradicting all of this. When Goku arrived on Earth, Krillin asked him if he was somewhat nervous, and Goku in his super fashion answered that he felt excited to fight Moro. When seeing this, I just thought of Goku's arrival on Namek. There were plenty of strong people that would give him a great fight, but Goku knew that there was no playing around now. He entered fully determined to help his friends and family, to resurrect the people that died in the Saiyan saga, and to avenge all the Saiyans and Namekans that had died because of Frieza. That same sense of urgency and seriousness could be felt in the Cell saga and the Buu saga. Goku never let his goofy side and excitement for battle take the forefront because he set priorities straight. I do admit that this point is pretty nitpicky because he had shown in the arc to at least be aware of the situation and danger they were in, but remember, this is a Goku post the Buu saga, someone who I would deem mature and wise enough to not just think about how exciting a fight will be. Later we also get flashbacks of him training with Mirrors, and Mirrors asks him the question that I had in my head ever since the revival of F arc: why did he keep sparing villains? Goku just answered that they tend to be extremely strong and would let them live, hoping that they could turn a new leaf, and until then, he just had to grow stronger and fight them again and again. And when Mirrors remarks that Goku also tried to reform villains like the Galactic Patrol, he answered that it's not about that, and that he does it because it's more exciting to him. Someone explained to me when Goku became a character who would put Earth and the people he cared about in danger because he felt like something would be more exciting. When Frieza came back to Earth, he regretted not having finished him off correctly and was ready to kill him instantly. When Gohan fought Cell, he demanded his son to end the fight and not drag it on. In the Buu saga, he always understood the seriousness of the situation and did not let his fighting urge and excitement cloud his judgment. Yes, you can say that they did dumb things like training 3 years to fight the androids instead of destroying them before they could be a danger, or Goku and Vegeta destroying the Potara earrings before fighting Kid Buu. But that was never because they wanted an exciting fight. It always was rooted in their pride as fighters and Saiyans, things key to their identity. Never was the fact that he wanted to have exciting fights what dictated his final conclusions. And following that comes something that truly disappointed me again. After Goku mastered Ultra Instinct and showed his utter superiority to Moro, the villain was under rubble. At that point, Moro had completely lost. He was out of energy, he was nowhere near the power level of Goku and was extremely injured. And what does Goku do? He saves Moro and gives him a chance to turn himself into the Galactic Patrol. Honestly, I gave Goku the benefit of the doubt. We at that point weren't certain if Moro could be reasoned with, so I just looked on as Goku saved him from the rubble. Moro promised to hand himself to the Galactic Patrol and not resist, and at that point, Goku once again does the most stupid and out of character thing ever. He gave Moro a senzu bean. This makes absolutely no sense. And before you start mentioning the likes of Cell and Piccolo, Goku gave Piccolo a senzu bean for a simple reason. If Piccolo died, Kami would also die. They were connected to each other like that. And not only that, Goku not only has shown that he could handle Piccolo Jr., but he also knew that the Dragon Balls would disappear with Kami's death and wanted to keep Piccolo as his rival. As for Cell, Goku gave Cell a senzu bean because he wanted Gohan and Cell to have a fair fight. They still were in the context of a tournament and Goku not only wanted his son to have a fair fight with the monster, but he also wanted to show everyone how stronger his son was than the rest of them. But here comes the catch! The moment Goku understood that Gohan was not a fighter like all of them, that he wasn't someone that loved fighting the same way he did, he instantly wanted to get back in the ring and take Gohan's place. He deeply regretted the fact he gave Cell the senzu bean and let his son suffer. Goku understood that he messed up and learned from that mistake. You just cannot compare Goku making that mistake to what Goku was doing with Moro. First of all, Goku beat Moro fair and square. The both of them were at full power and Goku just eclipsed him, simple as that. Secondly, Moro's life was not in danger anymore. Giving him a senzu bean would only bring him back to full power, which still does not make sense to do. And lastly, Goku should have known that healing Moro back was extremely dangerous. Goku knows of Moro's abilities and his magic, so him bringing back to full power was reckless and stupid. Something that Dragon Ball Z Goku would not have done. What irritates me more is that he should have learned this from Frieza on two different occasions. First on Namek, when Frieza tried to kill him after he shared some of his energy, and when Frieza blew up Earth in Revival of F. Goku had these experiences and should have known how to deal with them. And to add salt to the injury, after Moro once again tried to kill Goku just after getting his senzu bean, Goku was still willing to spare Moro. At that point, I was just mad and disappointed. Not even in Namek was Goku that naive. The second Frieza went back on his word, he blasted him with the intent to kill him. But somehow Goku was still talking about sparing Moro. This decision gave Moro the chance to absorb Beerus's power before merging with the Earth and holding it hostage. Goku's irresponsibility almost cost him not only the planet, but also the whole galaxy. I was just so sad because this showed me that the wise Goku that had learned so much through his life experiences wasn't there anymore. And furthermore, that even with the events of Super, Goku did not learn from his mistakes. The following arc, the Granolah Arc, was pretty okay, I would say. The only thing I didn't like was that it once again showed Goku as this pretty stupid man, like when Gas and Granolah were using instant transmission and Vegeta was the one who schooled him on their sloppy usage, which doesn't make a lot of sense because it had been one of Goku's signature moves for about 20 years. But what I felt extremely confused about was Goku only understanding what Saiyan Pride really was about by then. I think that the idea of bringing Bardock into the story to teach something to both Vegeta and Goku was pretty neat, but I don't understand why it should have been Saiyan Pride. In the Namek Saga, Goku already had accepted his Saiyan heritage and fought for their sake and their pride. When he fought Kid Buu, it was in full accordance to that Saiyan pride they felt. I just didn't like and do not agree with the notion that Goku never understood Saiyan pride. Finally, the last arc, the Super Heroes arc, is where once again something in complete antithesis to what Goku is happens. So basically, Vegeta was meditating. And Goku, seeing that, started to snark at him because he never would have thought Vegeta to be the type to ever meditate, which I think is kinda fair. Vegeta then asked Goku why so many of their recent adversaries were superior to him. Goku just said that they just had to get stronger and train their bodies harder. Vegeta then explained that they already pretty much had reached their physical limits and physically were on the same levels as all of these opponents. He then further explains that they just were more efficient in using their power and energy. They did not waste anything on excessive movements, they were extremely relaxed and used their full power only when they attacked, which preserved their stamina. This Eureka moment of Vegeta got Goku looking dumbfounded like he always did in Super, before Whis came and also began schooling Goku about how his muscle brain training wasn't efficient at all. I am sure that if you love, live and breathe Dragon Ball, you also got extremely triggered by this exchange. Because this moment just showed that Toriyama and Toyotaro did not care about the character of Son Goku that had been written over the course of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Goku should already have known everything that Vegeta was talking about. Why? Because he already had learned it under all of his masters. With Korin, he already had learned about how he wasted a lot of movement, which wasted his stamina. Kami learned him the concepts of ki and his mind, making him learn to add meditation to his training. Kaya further taught him about meditation and to not only ruthlessly train his body. And it's not as if Goku did not understand his lessons, the contrary, he completely mastered them. When Goku arrived on Namek, he was so wise and had such a vast understanding of his mind and the inner workings of ki that he could read other people's minds. Goku read minds when he arrived on Namek. That's how deep his connection with his mind and ki was. He also already had learned about relaxing and using his full power only to hit when it mattered. Goku, when he arrived on Namek, lowered his power level and only let it spike when he started to attack, which not only took the opponents off guard, but also resulted in a spike of power and let him conserve his energy. This whole meditation scene even gets worse if you think about the Cell Saga. When Goku and Gon were preparing for the Cell games, what Goku did most of the time was not just physically train to forcefully upgrade his power level, what he did was meditate and think about a way to fight more efficiently and at the same time get stronger. And that is how we came up with Super Saiyan Grade 4. By getting used to Super Saiyan as their base form, Goku got rid of all the stamina issues and losing all of that excess energy. My point is that Goku by the end of C should know all of that. At that point in the story, Goku was the most spiritual person in the cast. But you're going to tell me that a Goku who mentally is 20 years older than the Goku in the Cell Saga completely forgot about all of this? That this Goku who has shown that he was capable of all of that consistently throughout C forgot it? You know what? Let's say that Goku somehow did forget everything that happened in Z. Let's just throw everything that I just mentioned out of the window. Goku and Vegeta had gone over the same issue multiple times in Super. In the Universe 6v7 tournament at the Goku Black Arc, one of the biggest problems for Goku and Vegeta was that Super Saiyan Blue trained their stamina extremely hard. And Vegeta came with his own answer, which was only use blue when he attacked and consistently switched between guard and blue. Later, Goku was able to perfect Super Saiyan Blue, and he did that by getting rid of all that excess energy leaking. He got so massively stronger that he was able to fight evenly with Fused Zamasu. Just so you know, Goku Black was about as strong as Goku and Vegeta, if not stronger. And that's Goku Black fused with Zamasu, so multiplying his power with the power level of Zamasu. And Goku was able to reach that level of strength by perfecting Super Saiyan Blue. In the Tournament of Power, Goku then got schooled by Master Roshi about martial arts and how to move well, something that Goku should know, but well, whatever, he learned it again at that point. When Goku trained before the Granolah Arc, he trained by meditating. Dragon Ball Super already has shown on multiple occasions that Goku had understood what Vegeta was talking about, and not only understood it, but that they both already applied it. But for some reason, they even regressed all of the progress Vegeta and Goku made as characters to school Goku about something you should know. And the last thing that I really dislike about Super Manga Goku truly broke my heart. And it's the fact that Goku forgot Pan, his own granddaughter. I always thought that this notion of Goku being a bad father was completely and utterly stupid. Everything that we see in Dragon Ball Z from Goku as a father is genuinely nothing but love. The interactions Goku had with his family were only wholesome ones, where you could feel the love he had for them. Goku always deeply cared for his family, to the point that he died twice for Gohan. When he met Goten, he also was being a great father and showed him the same love he had for Gohan. Originally, with the end of Z, Goku also had an extremely good bond with his granddaughter Pan. To me, Goku was just an extremely good father and family man. But that is not what Goku is in Dragon Ball Super. Goku in Dragon Ball Super is commonly seen as a bad husband, a bad father, an actual bum. Everyone just thinks of him as the worst because he forgot that Pan, his granddaughter, existed. And they are absolutely right. That Goku is genuinely a sad, sad man. Even the anime counterpart of Goku was not that bad. He did not know what kissing was, even though he was married over 20 years and had 2 kids, but he still showed how much love he had for his family and would never forget his granddaughter. And that's just what saddens me the most about how they wrote Goku. A bad father and family man, a man who lost all of his wisdom, a man that brought the people he cared about in danger just because he wanted to feel excited and feel his thirst for battle. That just is not the Goku that I've come to love and respect when I was younger. It's a sad reality, but I really have the feeling that Toyotaro and Toriyama really forgot what made Goku Goku. Even GT, which is a bad sequel to Dragon Ball Z, has never once forgot who Goku was. When you compare the two interpretations of Goku, it's not even remotely close. In GT, Goku's body was made that of a child again, but he inside still was the adult that he had grown into. With Super, Goku somehow regrets to become a man-child, as if all the experiences and aging he went through completely got wiped off the slate. And they had to if they wanted to give us the narrative of Super. You might not believe me after everything I said about Goku in Dragon Ball Super, but Goku's character is not really my biggest problem with the Dragon Ball Super manga. It is intertwined with it because Goku still is the main character of the story, but that is not the only and main reason why I dislike a lot of story aspects of Dragon Ball Super. If Toriyama and Toyotaro at the time decided to regress Goku's character and make an idiot out of him so they could bring him back to the position of a student, well, so be it. But what I really could not stand was the fact that Goku never learned from his mistakes in Super. When Frieza destroyed Earth and killed everyone but the people around Whis and Beerus, he immediately understood that it was his fault and started blaming himself for not having finished off Frieza when he could. Once again, Goku in Z would not have spared Frieza, but DBS Goku did and regretted it. But Goku got a second chance thanks to Whis and got to go back in time. Fast forward to the Moro arc, and Goku makes the exact same mistake and almost had Earth and the whole galaxy blow up. Again. But this time it was not Whis who saved him, it was Oob, a character who pretty much was non-existent at the time, who randomly gave his God Ki to Goku. What I'm trying to say is that Goku in Super does not learn from the mistakes he makes, and the consequences of his mistakes are pretty laughable, with the exception of the Goku Black Arc, where him forgetting the talisman, caused the erasure of future Trunks' entire timeline. When Goku made mistakes in Z, there were dire consequences to them. Him trying to spare Reddit forced him to sacrifice himself. When he didn't understand that Gon was not a fighter like them and Gon made the mistake of toying with Cell, Goku had to step in again and save the world, dying and staying dead for 7 years. When he didn't finish off Majin Buu because he wanted the next generation to fill his shoes in, they all got absorbed, forcing him to fuse with Vegeta to free them, which also brought back Kid Buu who instantly destroyed planet Earth and killed off everyone. When Goku made a mistake, there always were big consequences to them, and he had to solve it himself the best way he could. Another thing that I just will never be able to understand with the Super story is why they pretty much never are able to solve the situations with their own capacities. In Revival of F, Wisdom back time so Goku could save the day. In the Goku Black Arc, Zeno was the one who got rid of Zamasu and the timeline. In the Moro Arc, they all would have died if it wasn't for Oob randomly existing. In the Granolah Arc, they weren't even the ones to beat Gas, it was Frieza who came out of nowhere and one-shot Gas before one-shotting both Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta are never the ones who solve the situations they get thrown in. What happens is that a random character comes in to save them out of their misery, which is one of the least satisfying ways to end an arc. And before anyone mentions it, no, the Dragon Balls are not the same thing. The Dragon Balls pretty much always were a reward for the main cast after going through so much trouble. They pretty much never were some Deus Ex Machina that would save them at any point, outside of maybe the Buu saga, but even then, they felt like they were earned by the main cast. They were not just a random plot device that appeared out of nowhere to help them out of difficulties. You just cannot say the same thing about all the plot devices in the DBS manga. The DBS manga is very flawed, like I just explained. The main character doesn't learn from his mistakes and the consequences of these mistakes are laughable at best. Almost every arc gets resolved thanks to some random plot device that leaves a nasty aftertaste in your mouth. But I honestly do not think that all hope is lost. The death of Toriyama was a tragedy for all of us anime fans. Everyone who grew up with Dragon Ball was grieving because that man shaped our childhoods. And with his death, the future of the Dragon Ball story lays in Toyotaro's hands. And I full on trust Toyotaro. Toyotaro was like all of us, a big fan of Dragon Ball. And I know that he knows how to write his characters and knows Dragon Ball by heart. Just looking at his fan manga shows me that he's able to write very interesting stuff in accordance to the spirit of Dragon Ball. And let's not forget the greatest success in the Dragon Ball Super manga. Vegeta! Vegeta is the best thing that happened in the Dragon Ball Super manga. I never thought it was possible to let his character evolve so much further beyond what he has showed at the end of the Buu saga with his "You are number one" speech. But to my great surprise, I was proved wrong. The character of Vegeta shows that they know how to write characters. It shows that they know how to write an interesting narrative. While it pains me even more knowing that they are capable of writing very good stuff and they still decided to ruin Goku's character, it showed me some hope that Toyotaro might surprise us with what he will do with our favorite MC. All we can do is hope and support him. Like, subscribe and leave a comment. I mainly make anime and gaming related content, but I also like delving in topics I'm passionate about, like Attack on Titan or Black Lagoon. These two videos are the best ones I've made to date, so if you like this type of analysis videos, I recommend watching them. Anyways, happy holidays. I wish a good and healthy 2025 to you all. This was Sortigana. Until the next time.